It's a great day. We are going to learn again a new English lesson. We are now on Module 5 and this is entitled Exposition Writing. Here are the objectives of our today's lesson. Define the meaning of exposition. Distinguish exposition text from other text types. Differentiate the text structures in developing idea. Determine the effect of textual aids on the understanding of the text. Write an exposition of discussion on a familiar issue to include key structural elements and language features. Before we continue on to our today's lesson, let's read and examine the sample text provided below. Then I want you to answer the questions that follow. UP is now offering Korean drama as an elective. Published August 15, 2020, 12:53 p.m. It's safe to say that K-dramas are so deeply embedded in Filipino pop culture that there is a need to discuss it. And this is exactly what a course offered by the University of the Philippines hopes to do. As seen in UP's enlistment website, a special elective called Analysis of K-drama series is being offered to students. One of the requirements of the course is a Netflix subscriptions or any access to the K-drama shows such as Crash Landing on You, Chicago Typewriters, and Messiah. The course is open to all colleges. JCB GMA News. Now let's answer the following questions. What is the main idea expressed by the text? Did the author provide details to support the main idea? How would you describe the way the author presented the ideas? How does this text type of text differ from an argumentative text? Did you guess it right? How many of you got a perfect score? Let's now move on to the next activity of our lesson. I want you to identify the statement true if it corresponds to expository writing and false if it's not. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. Expository writing presents the pros and cons of an issue. It is false. Number 2. It presents information about a topic as its main goal. This is true. Next number 3. Expository writing includes news stories. The answer is true. Number 4. Expository writing makes use of signal words to establish idea development. This is true. Next number 5. It justifies a stand on a given proposition. This is false. Number 6. Expository writing retells a story. It is false. Next number 7. Expository writing involves the use of emotion in providing details. It is false. Number 8. Expository writing educates the reader by providing facts. This is true. Number 9. Expository writing convinces the reader to argue with one side of a given issue. The answer is false. Number 10. Expository writing includes fiction stories as examples. It is false. In this activity, it shows the four statements that best describes expository writing. So, expository writing presents information about a topic as its main goal. Aside from that, it includes news stories. It also makes use of signal words to establish idea development. And lastly, it educates the reader by providing facts. However, when we say exposition, it is important to have a clear sense of purpose in writing, and which will serve as the basis of the structural elements, patterns of idea development, and language features. In the previous lesson, you were introduced to the concept of argumentative writing, where the author explains and justifies his or her stand on a given proposition by providing evidences to support his or her claim. This is a characteristic you will not observe in writing an exposition. Expository text or expository writing presents or provides information about a particular topic or issue. It is also called informational writing since topic is educational and purposeful. It also provides descriptions, citing reasons, presenting explanations, and enumerating steps of a specific process. It also seeks to educate the reader by presenting facts based as reliable sources. Finally, expository text is a clear, concise, and organized in terms of idea development. Some of the most common examples of expository text are textbooks, news articles, instructional manuals, recipes, and among others. There are times when different forms of writing seems to have overlapping features and characteristics. This is truly possible as there are writers who would sometimes combine these features and characteristics in writing. In order to maintain the focus when writing, remember that they are differ in terms of purpose. Expository text purpose is to inform the reader. It exposes you to facts, plain and simple. However, narrative text is to entertain you. It is a story. It tells you a story. Lastly, the argumentative text. Its purpose is to persuade you. It is all about arguments and claims. Key structural elements in an exposition. While the fact in an expository writing may be presented in various ways depending on a number of factors, most expository texts, including expository essay, generally include common elements such as follows. A clear and concise thesis statement, clear transitions, a body that contains evidences and support. Lastly, an effective conclusion. The thesis statement usually presented in the initial paragraph. The thesis statement introduces the main topic or idea and provides the overall directions for the text. While the clear transition, use of clear and proper transition will glue the introduction, the body, and the conclusion together, Without effective use of transition, the exposition may seem like a disjoint collected collections of sentences. While most people think of an expository text like an essay as something that can be written even without due research and preparation, the use of supporting evidences like an example and explanation forms a huge part of a fact-based expository text. Lastly, it is essential to remember that a conclusion is not only meant to summarize the ideas presented from the introduction to the body. Instead, a conclusion should tie the ideas all together while highlighting the true essence of the main idea in the text. While most expository essays typically follow the introduction, body, conclusion format, the other forms and examples of exposition can take other shapes and patterns depending on how the writer intends to present his or her ideas. Expository texts typically follow one of the following structures or pattern of idea development. Cause and effect. Here, the writer presents the information by explaining how or why a certain event or occurrence happened. That is the cause, and what resulted from that particular cause or occurrence, and that is the effect. These are the following transition signal that you can use when you are writing cause and effect text. Because, consequently, since, therefore, as a result, thus, for this reason, this led to, due to. Example: when people cut down trees to clear land, they destroy the habitats of birds. They reduces the number of nest sites. As a result, few baby birds are hatched and the bird populations decline. So, the transition used is as a result. This is an example of format of cause and effect essay. Comparison and contrast. The writer presents the information by providing details as to how things, concepts, or ideas are alike or different. These are the transition words that you can use when you are writing comparison and contrast essay, but on the other hand, as well as similar to, different from, however, in contrast, although in the same way. Example: new products are generally advertised differently from established products. New products are often introduced with informational advertising, telling what the products are, why they are needed, and where they are available. Established products, on the other hand, can rely on reminder advertisement, which provide little hand information about the product. This is the example format of a comparison and contrast essay. Description. In this structure, the topic is presented by providing descriptions about its attributes, features, and examples. These are the transition words that you can use in a description essay. For example, for instance, to illustrate, such as including and like. Example of description: the soft fur of the dog felt like silk against my skin, and her black coloring glistened as it absorbed the sunlight, reflecting it back as a perfect, deep, dark mirror. Problem and solution. The writer may present a problem and provide one or more solutions to the said problem. Transition words that you can use are since, consequently, a solution, therefore, so that, in order to. Example of problem and solution. It seems like there has been a surge in teen pregnancies these days. teen pregnancies may it be very difficult for young mothers to pursue their dreams and meet the demands of an infant. In order to address the issue, birth control is introduced. However, even birth control is not 100% effective. The most effective way to prevent teen pregnancies is abstinence, which is 100% effective. Example format of problem and solution essay. Sequence. In this structure, information may be presented in a way that follows numerical or chronological sequence either explicitly or implicitly. Transition words that you can use are first, second, third, before, after, finally, then, next, previously. Example of sequence. She was recently elected Prime Minister. She is the new Prime Minister. Previously, she worked as a lawyer in Toronto. She won the party leadership last year. Afterwards, she won the election. When she won the party leadership, she was still working as a lawyer. After winning a seat in the House of Commons, you must make sure you have a majority of seats. I hope that you learned something today. Thank you.